kicking someone's ass because you don't like what they're wearing, well, maybe you should just have your kid there instead of assaulting
let me
someone.
explain something to you, brother.
Okay.
If you're a grown man and you know kids are present and you walking around with a dildo strap on, you need your.
Okay, but if
you deserve it.
If
period.
it's a pride parade,
you sick as hell, man.
That is, and of course, I will agree with you in that.
Man,
in
all gay people don't agree with that.
Well,
I believe.
No, I agree.
I believe that there's a large number of gay people who would say that's inappropriate.
Than 10 or 15 years ago, right? But at some point, we have to recognize that the recency of the oppression of gay people, and maybe we should start pushing back on some of the trans ideas about, oh, you can just decide what you're going to do.
I disagree with that too, because even though a man can transition into a woman, still, does it really make him a natural woman?
I think when you're looking
take a man who has not had the surgery. Take a man who has not had the
right.
surgery. To give a man who has not had the surgery that made that complete transition, to honor that man as a female and call him Woman of the Year, to me is an insult and disrespect to all women who are natural born women who have fought for the rights of women for generations, to now take that award and give it to a man who thinks he's a woman and chooses to be one and dress like one, but still has the male genitalia, and giving Woman of the Year award, I think is wrong.
I'm far more concerned with people that do it maliciously or dishonestly, like the Korean spa incident in LA, where you had protesters for months until they found out he was a sex offender, demonizing the mothers who are upset about this person with a 5 o'clock shadow on a penis that got in a sauna with teenagers. You had, the thing in, you've had various incidents, but for the most part, trans people just want to live a normal life, okay? So what's hard to do is determine where to draw the line.
But
right?
they're extremists in everything, Charles. In religion, there's extremists.
Okay.
In politics,
but
there's
extremists. But I don't hear you condemning
like
religious
Ted Cruz,
extremism.
Oh, I condemn it all day, every day, because extremism is not a part of Islam. But extremism is practiced in the name of Islam all over the world.
You don't think there's
and
Islamist extremists?
You didn't hear what I just said.
Were you not here for 9/11?
You didn't hear what I just said.
Have you not been to the Middle East?
You didn't hear what I just said.
Okay.
I said that extremism exists in religion. And extremism is practiced all over the world in religion and Islam. But also, let me tell you, 9/11 was religious extremism, yes. But also it was deeper than that, because one man's terrorist charge is another man's freedom fighter. The first act of using planes as weapons of mass destruction was used against black people by white people in America in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The first terrorist act using airplanes as weapons of mass destruction was against us by our white brothers right here in America. So we look at those and call them monsters. Here, we dealt with them same monsters right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I never expected you to justify 9/11 at the end of a discussion about the LGBT community and pride parades, but you never cease to amaze me with your absurdities. And you just make stuff up, right? Like this whole thing of first time planes were used. No, you just literally take extremist rhetoric and repackage it.
They did use planes to bomb Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. Okay. They got in crop duster airplanes and they dropped nitroglycerin bombs and gasoline cocktail bombs on the entire black community.
The very first time that an airplane has been used to bomb America?
That was the first time that airplanes had been used to attack American citizens, even before Pearl Harbor.
Okay, but that's not true, right? And the thing is, you have to frame it. You're literally trying to justify 9/11.
If those were terrorists at 9/11, yes, they were terrorists. But those were terrorists also who white folks bombed black people in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right? But you want to take every issue.
They're terrorists.
Well, yeah, they're criminals. Okay? But you want to take every issue.
So they were Christians too. These were so-called white Christians.
So you think they were actual Christians?
Hell no.
Okay.
They got a backwards understanding of God's word in the Bible.
Okay, but
like some so-called Muslims do.
But so you think 9/11 was justified?
No, not at all. I don't believe that.
Because it kind of sounds like you do.
No. What happened in
9/11
was a crime against humanity.
Okay.
It was a crime against humanity. But let's not pretend that that's the first time that airplanes were used as weapons of mass destruction against American citizens.
Well, they were commercial airlines, right? With
commercial or plane, period, don't matter to me. It's a plane.
They flew into the tallest building in America, and at the time, maybe the tallest building in the world. I don't think the Burj Khalifa had been built, and destroyed a city. And the consequences have, You know, and you're sitting here trying to say, oh, well, this happened before, so it's not a big deal, or the one man's terrorist is a free. You literally called the 9/11 people freedom fighters. You literally called them freedom fighters.
No, that's not
disgusting.
what I said. I said one
that's
man's
exactly
terrorist.
What you said.
I said one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Let me explain that further. There are many in America who call our military servicemen and women who went into Iraq and helped bring down the Saddam regime and killed tens of thousands. But we were wrong for that because there was no weapons of mass destruction. So in the eyes of the Iraqis, we are terrorists who went over there and did that.
Actually,
so one man's terrorist, another man's freedom fighter. I mean, we looked at them as freedom fighters. They were seen as terrorists in Iraq.
It depends on what Iraqis you're talking about, because of course Saddam Hussein was killing a whole bunch of people that were of a different.
He ain't doing nothing that the Chinese president ain't doing.
But he also
invaded. He ain't doing nothing that some of America's allies not doing.
I am against the Iraq War. I was against Desert Storm. I was against I don't think America needs to play world police. Maybe we should spend some money on universal health care for American citizens.
That would be beautiful.
Better and safer schools for American citizens, instead of spending our money all over the damn world for countries that don't give a damn about us. But also what we might want to do is stop teaching Americans, when you talk about freedom fighters, to hate this country, right? Maybe we should return to telling Americans, whether they're gay, straight, black, white, hey, this is the best game going, this is why everyone's trying to get here, and we can improve some things, but we should all love this country. Because when you say something like, well, one man's is a freedom fighter, that's disgusting. 9/11 was disgusting. To hell with everyone that hates this country. If you hate this country, to hell with you.
Well, Charles, let me say this. I would encourage everybody to love what is good about America, to love what makes America a nation that everyone on
earth just justifying
at
9/11.
some point has fought to come to. But we have to hate that which is wicked about America. We have to hate
9/11 was
that
okay
which is bad about America. And 9/11 was a wicked act and a crime against humanity.
Okay.
But
it was a crime against America.
But I'm telling you, when you look at the very people who attacked Al-Qaeda, who attacked America on 9/11. Osama bin Laden was trained and developed and financed by America. When Osama bin Laden was fighting against Russia, him and the Mujahideen, it was the American CIA who gave them, in a proxy war against Russia, all of the military training and equipment and taught them how to blow up buildings. So Osama bin Laden was a Frankenstein that America helped create. The same way ISIS founder, the founder of ISIS, was also in a prison in America for terrorism. We released him. He went and established ISIS and started killing all kinds of people. That's a Frankenstein that we helped create.
Well, I mean, I'll agree with you. We should keep terrorists in prison until they die. But at the end of the day, what you're talking about, I mean, Saddam Hussein, we armed him to keep
we did, against Iran.
But it doesn't change the fact that the attack on America was disgusting. It doesn't change the fact that today in America we're teaching American citizens in public schools to hate America. It doesn't change the fact that we are in a country where we'd rather point the finger at each other, demonize gay people, demonize straight people, demonize black people, demonize white people, instead of all of us saying, hey,
but
America
you don't think it's strange,
rules.
Charles?
Go try it.
But you don't think it's strange that we captured Osama bin Laden with the orders to kill him and not bring him to trial?
No, I think we're very absolutely.
That was wrong.
I'm glad they killed him.
That was wrong.
I'm glad they put
that
him
was
down.
Wrong. That was
hell
wrong.
with Osama
that was
bin
wrong.
Laden.
They should have put Osama bin Laden on trial. They should have brought him to America just the same way they did all the drug cartel leaders. They should have brought him to America and put him on trial.
Hey, SEAL Team 6, good job.
And I would say SEAL Team 6, good job in capturing one of the world's leading terrorists, but it was wrong to not put him on trial. And I believe America did not want to put him on trial for specific reasons. Because
live from the newsroom with this exclusive story. Randy. Yeah, Rossi, 230th Criminal District Court Judge Chris Morton has been the subject of many of our breaking bond reports. He has a history of granting multiple bonds to violent offenders who go on to become murder suspects.
Why did he do that to us?
Relatives of 22-year-old Eric Aduna say instead of justice, what they got from 230